Hello everyone, what's up? It's me again, Junkmaster 3. And yeah, I know this has been really delayed. I should have made this video a long time ago, but I mean, that's not the point of the video. I'm gonna make my top 5 of the month for the month of March. And these are like films that I've seen for the first time. For those of you who've followed me for quite a while, you know the drill by now. So yeah, let's begin with the top 5 of the month for the month of March. So the first one I watched, that sounds really stupid. The first one at number 5, I would say, is a film from the early 2000s called Boys on the Run from 2003, directed by Paul Crutchen, I believe his name is. And this seems to be very obscure because when I looked up this film on IMDb, it didn't have any review whatsoever from what I could find. So I figured, well, I should just write my own review about this one because there was no review to be found really. So if you want to know more about this film, you can check out my review on IMDb. I'm probably going to leave the link down below in the description if you want to know more about it. But yeah, it's a really neat little film. Not like a masterpiece or anything like that, but I really like the characters in it and the whole storyline. It's basically about this young kid that gets sentenced to like juvenile prison, and for some reason this juvenile prison doesn't really have that good security program or like security thing. So he escapes along with another inmate or whatever out there. So now it's basically them out in the world, just out in the wilderness, trying to yeah, pretty much settle down somewhere. So yeah, with all boys on the run, I really enjoyed this one. So yeah, at number 5. Then we have at number 4. I was so bummed out when I found out this is a different version that I thought it would be. This was included in the original horror collection, which included the original Dracula, Frankenstein, The Bride of Frankenstein. That's what I want to say. Creatures from the Black Lagoon, The Invincible Man. I think that's all the ones that I can think of. With the Wolfman as well. Sorry, I completely forgot about Wolfman. But this is Phantom of the Opera. And I was thinking this was going to be like the very original one with Lon Chaney from, 1925, I believe it's from. So I was a little bit bummed out it wasn't that version. This is the 40s version from 42 or 43, because it's sort of like a fun story, because when I put in the disc in the DVD player, I was so surprised because the first thing that I saw was colors. I thought for myself, there's no way this film had any color back in 1925, so this doesn't make any sense. I just thought it was like a colored version or something. So that didn't make a whole lot of sense, and yeah, so I just had to double check in the menus if I had seen something wrong or anything like that. But yeah, this is the 40s version from 43? Yeah. I really enjoy this one nonetheless. I mean, even though this is sort of like a remake or like another version of the whole story, this is a really well made film, and I really enjoy the characters. And I mean, if you know about the other versions, you probably already know about the storyline in this because it's very similar in tone, or like in storytelling and whatnot. So, but I would say that the thing that really shines in this is the chemistry between the characters, and it has some really funny moments in it. Like there's like some sort of like a rivalry between two characters, and I really like that because it just plays out as a sort of a funny type sketch type thing. So yeah, Phantom of the Opera at number 4. Then at number 3 is a film that I also made a review of on YouTube not long ago now. The film is called Aloe Carda from 1977, directed by Juan Lopez Montezuma, I believe his name is. Now this one actually has, I mean, if you take Aloe Carda backwards, it translates to a Dracula, which is quite interesting. But I mean, this is a really weird ass film, but I mean, I liked it because of how weird it was. It's a vampire-ish type film, and I have a soft spot for vampire films in general. I think I've come to realize that I appreciate vampire films more than werewolf films. I think it also comes down to the fact that vampire films might be easier to make than werewolf films, because werewolf films, I mean, I can only imagine, might be much harder to make. So I still have respect for those werewolf films that really succeed. But yeah, this one is really entertaining. If you've seen my review, you know my thoughts about it and what the movie's about, really. So, yeah, Aloe Carda at number 3. And at number 2 is this has to be probably my favorite Giallo, or like at least one of my favorite Giallo films uh, right now. So, and the movie is called What Have You Done to Solange? Number 2. Um, this is, I think this also had a sequel which was called What Have You Done to Your Daughters, which I also have in the collection, but I haven't seen that one yet. But anyway, What Have You Done to Solange? I would say check it out if you're a big fan of Giallo films, and I'm just gonna leave it at that because I don't want to spoil the film, because this is definitely a film that benefits from you not knowing like basically anything about it, really. I mean, that's just my personal opinion. So yeah. So at number 1 we have a film that just completely blew me away. I did not expect this film to be as good as it was, and I didn't think I would enjoy it as much as I did. But yeah, the movie is called Dear Mr Gacy from 2010. Now this has another title. I'm just gonna have to double check on this because I'm pretty sure it has another title as well. This is also known as The Last Victim from 2010, which sort of like dwells into the storyline of John Wayne Gacy. For those of you who know your serial killers, he was one of the worst ones. And this film, I mean, this doesn't really show you too much of the supposed killings of these victims. It's really more like a character study of John Wayne Gacy and how he works, because this is also based on true events about this high school kid that basically made this like long. He was gonna make a long essay about John Wayne Gacy, so he figured he should just write to him, and he got like a response back. So they sort of like start to talk like that through mail, and yeah, it's a very interesting film and a really nice character study. And William Forsythe in this film is phenomenal. This is one of the best roles I've ever seen in him. Fits the role really well. He's really menacing and really creepy. Fits the role as John Wayne Gacy in a really good way. Um, Now, I would say don't expect, like I said before, don't expect this to be absolute carnage. This is more of a character study. And I have to say that I know there was a film that came out a couple of years ago called My Friend Dahmer, which had like sort of like a backstory to Jeffrey Dahmer's character and how he became like he was. I thought that was very mediocre. This is similar in tone, but made much better in my personal opinion. So, and I rarely hear anyone talk about this one. So yeah, The Last Victim, also known as Dear Mr. Gacy, comes in at number 1 for the month of March. So yeah. So that's the top 5 of the month for the month of March. Next video is probably going to be an update video. And after that, I'm going to try to make another top 10 list, because I haven't made any of these in any of those top lists, like top 10 lists, in quite a while. So yeah, I'm just going to double check on my IMDb page to see if I can see some unfinished lists that I can go complete. So, well, anyway, thank you very much for watching, and yeah, keep your eyes open for the next video. So see you next time. Bye bye.